Hello guys and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be sharing with you my red velvet cake and cream cheese frosting recipe. First, take a look at the ingredients. Then preheat your oven at 180 degrees Celsius. Then make your buttermilk by adding your vinegar in the milk and let it sit on your countertop for 5 minutes. In your flour bowl, add in your baking powder, salt, and unsweetened cocoa powder. Then whisk well. When the mixture is ready, sift. In your stand mixer bowl, add in butter that is at room temperature and using the pedal attachment, use it to whisk the butter until smooth. You can do this process using a normal whisk or a hand mixer. Then add sugar at once and keep whisking until the butter and the sugar is well blended. Remember to scrape off all the butter that is stuck on the edges of the mixing bowl. When your butter and sugar mixture is ready, add in your eggs one by one as you mix. Then keep mixing until it's smooth and creamy. In your buttermilk, add your food color and whisk well. Then add half of your flour mixture inside the mixing bowl and whisk. Do this at a low speed to prevent the flour from splashing everywhere. Once all the flour is incorporated, add in your milk and food color mixture and keep whisking. Then add the remaining half of the flour and keep whisking. As you whisk, keep adding little by little the buttermilk until all of it is incorporated in the batter. Then add in your vanilla. I'm using fresh vanilla, but you can use a tablespoon or 2 of vanilla extract. Then keep whisking. Then divide your cake batter equally into 2 9-inch baking pans that have been layered with a parchment paper and greased. This will prevent the cake from sticking in the pan while baking. Once they are ready, bake. Baking time is between 25 to 30 minutes. When the time is up, insert a toothpick in the middle of the cake. If it comes out clean, the cake is ready. Then remove from the oven and let them cool inside the baking trays for around 5 minutes, and then after 5 minutes remove them from the baking tray and put them on a cooling rack to let them cool down completely. Since I wanted the cake to cool down quickly, I put them in the freezer for 30 minutes because I wanted to work on them immediately. When the cakes were completely cool, I cut off the top dome of the cake and set them aside for another use. Then, using a cake ring that I'm going to be using to mount the cake, I use it to trim the edges of the cake because I wanted the cake moist and no rough edges. As you can see, I'm also using my knife to trim off the edges that could not be removed by the cake ring. Once your cakes have been trimmed and ready, it's time to prepare the cream cheese frosting that I'll be sharing the recipe on the part 2 of this video. Please make sure you watch it. It's now time to build up the cake. I have a 9-inch cake ring, a golden cake board, 2 cakes which are ready, and a piping bag. Put a little bit of the cream cheese frosting on the bottom of the cake board. This is going to prevent the cake from moving. And then put your first layer of the cake. Then pipe in your cream cheese. Make sure that the cream cheese sinks well in the spaces left between the cake and the cake ring, and then using a metallic spatula like this, just flatten it. Then add another layer of cream cheese frosting all around the edges, and then this time you can follow this gesture that I'm doing. It's just to make sure that the cream cheese covers all the edges of the cake ring. Then fill all the surface with another layer of cream cheese frosting. And using a spatula, flatten it. You can do this with a spoon. Then it's time to add the second layer of the cake and press well. Then cover the whole cake with the last layer of cream cheese frosting. Then it's now time to smoothen the top surface of the cake by removing the excess cream cheese frosting. Make sure the top surface of the cake is smooth and even. Then clear up the edges of the cake ring. Clean up the exterior part of the cake ring, and then the cake is ready to be frozen. Then put the cake in the freezer for at least 4 hours or overnight. This is to help the cream cheese frosting to set. After 4 hours of freezing the cake, it's time to remove the cake ring. As you can see, the cake is frozen. So using a kitchen towel, dip it in hot water, squeeze it to remove excess water, wrap it around the cake ring. This is going to hit the edges of the ring and release the ring from the cake. After removing the cake ring, put back the cake in the freezer for at least 5 minutes to chill the edges of the cake. After 5 minutes, the cake is ready for decorating. I'm going to be decorating this cake using a red velvet spray. And this red velvet spray only works on frozen cakes. So this explains why I decided to freeze the cake. Spray all the surfaces of the cake evenly with the spray, keeping a distance of at least 40 centimeters between the cake and the spray. As you can see, I've protected my kitchen with a plastic film to prevent the spray from staining my walls. Spray all the surfaces. And by the way, you can buy this spray online or in any pastry shop. All the instructions on how to use the spray are indicated on the spray tin. The cake is now ready. Remember, the cake is still frozen. Let it sit in the fridge for overnight before serving. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel.